Hi, it's Nørgaard. So welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. So today I'm doing a new foundation review and wear test. And today we are focusing on the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I have been seeing this in my local supermarket actually. And I have been eyeing it for a while, but I just never went ahead and got it because it did say hydrating and I have super oily skin. But then yesterday I was at the store, I was buying some ice cream. And I went over just to check out what Essence, had on display and just really look through the things and see if there was anything I found interesting. And I did decide to pick up this foundation. So I got it in the color number 40, Neutral Vanilla. This one is by Essence, which is a drugstore brand, so it is super affordable. This one retails for only €5. So today I sat down to do my makeup. I was doing, a little eye look with the new, actually I have it right here, the new Powerpuff Girls and Colourpop palette. And I thought I need to do my base makeup, so I might as well try out this new foundation that I just got yesterday. But that is what we're doing today. I'm going to, show you guys how this foundation applies and how it wears throughout the entire day. And I'm going to give you all my thoughts and all the details. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And you can also click the bell to get post notifications. And that's all for now. So let's just get right into the wear test. So this is the outer packaging for the foundation. I think the outer packaging is very sleek. I was kind of disappointed when I saw the actual packaging. It's just a very cheap squeeze tube, but it is a cheap product. So, the packaging doesn't really matter to me at all for this price point. So if the actual product is good, that's all that matters. So this foundation is called Pretty Natural. It is a hydrating foundation. I feel like there are a lot of hydrating foundations on the market right now. It has been pretty popular. Now I have oily skin, so I have to be careful with hydrating foundations because if I don't wear my mattifying primer and powder and everything like that, I will definitely look super greasy. But some hydrating foundations look really great on all skin types. So before I start applying the foundation, let's just read the claims. It claims to be a long wear formula with natural coverage, finish, and weightless feel. So to me, I interpret that as low coverage and like a semi-dewy finish. Not extremely dewy, but definitely not matte. And weightless feel and long lasting, I mean, that's just kind of self-explanatory. And it is formulated with hyaluronic acid and aloe vera. And I got mine in the color number 40, Neutral Vanilla. It was the lightest color that was available at my local shop. From what I gather from Essence Instagram, it's supposed to come in 36 different shades. But at my local shop, there were only 5 or 6 shades available. They were mainly light to medium. They were definitely missing the darker colors and also the lighter colors. So that is the first con. I don't understand if you make a foundation in 36 shades, but then you only distribute 5 colors at the stores. I understand that you might want to have a limited shade selection on display because the display at my store is just a little single display. It's not very big, so I understand if you cut it down a bit, but to cut it down to 5 or 6 shades out of 35 or 36, I'm sorry, that is too little. I think 15 shades would have been, reasonable. But anyways, enough talking, let's get to applying this foundation. I'm going to apply my Makeup Forever mattifying primer on this half of my face. And this primer only mattifies, it does not fill in the pores. So we shall see, how the pores look and how the finish is and how it lasts. So the color looks good. This is Neutral Vanilla, as I said, and it looks to be pretty good for my complexion. And on first touch, it is thicker than I expected. I thought it was going to be a lot more runny. So let's see how it blends out. I'm using this kind of brush today. I haven't used it in a long time, so I thought why not use it today. It seems to be blending out a little bit streaky. I don't know if it's the brush or what. It's not terrible, it's just a little bit difficult. Maybe I shouldn't have used this brush. I'm going to switch over to my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I feel like that works better. And this mattifying primer is definitely keeping it matte. Like, look how matte it is. It's not dewy whatsoever. And the color is great. It's almost a little bit too light for me. I actually thought in the tube, you know, it looks darker. So I thought it was going to be maybe a little too dark. But it's actually almost a little too light. And definitely on the unprimed side, it blends out more smoothly, I would say. But that Makeup Forever mattifying primer does, you know, really make the foundation cling in a good way. But even on the unprimed side with no mattifying primer, it still doesn't look super dewy. It just looks very natural. And it actually has more coverage than I was expecting. I would say it's like a medium. I was definitely expecting it to be a lot thinner and a lot less coverage. And it actually looks pretty good on the pores. And I do have large pores right here on like my cheeks. And it looks pretty decent. Okay, so that is one layer. It actually looks very decent. And it's only slightly more matte on the primed side. In some places, like around the nose and cheek area right here and a little bit between the brows, it does look a little bit cakey. So maybe like a smoothing primer would be perfect underneath this. But it's not too bad, you know, some foundations I have tried, it looks horrible. This one only does it a little tiny bit. And the coverage is definitely medium. It's not as low as I was thinking. And it's definitely not as dewy as I was thinking it was going to be. And it does feel very weightless. I'm actually pretty impressed so far. So I just zoomed you guys in and turned off my artificial ring light. Just so you could see what it looks like up close. So this is the mattifying primer side. And then this is the unprimed. Okay, so far so good. I will do the rest of my makeup and I will be back. Right now it is 5:15 in the afternoon. So I'll just do the rest of my makeup and yeah, I'll be back to show you the finished makeup look. Okay, so I got done with all my makeup. As you can see, I'm doing something very colorful on the eyes. I am doing a video with this new Powerpuff Girls palette from Colourpop, so I'm doing a review and a tutorial. But anyway, this is what the face makeup looks like. So when I put on the foundation, it was 5:15, so now it's 7:15. So the foundation has already been on for 2 hours. And of course I set everything with powder. I used my Fenty Lavender powder for the T-zone and the under eyes. And I used my Essence Mattifying Compact Powder for the rest of my face. So basically on top of the foundation, I have this in the color 11, Pastel Beige. And I do like how the foundation is looking so far. I am wearing highlight, you know, on both sides of course. And I think both sides of my face look the same so far. I can't tell that I'm only wearing a mattifying primer on this side. And overall I do like how the foundation is looking. It did look a little bit patchy when I was blending out my concealer on my chin and right here above the lip and also over here. So both on the primed and unprimed side. And I don't know if you can tell that on camera. The camera might not pick it up. And I have tried my best, you know, to blend it out. But my chin was looking a little bit patchy and this part of the upper lip. And then over here. So I just turned down the light so you can have a good look at how it's all looking. Yeah, so far so good. I will check back in, you know, at the end of my night, whenever that will be. And we will see how it looks. So far, I actually do like the foundation. I mean, it has some cons to it. But I think it has more pros. Okay, you guys, I'm back for a check-in. It is now 1:15 midnight, so the foundation has been on for over 7 hours. I got back from my dad's birthday party about an hour ago. And I'm pretty tired, but I want to film another video. I want to film a try-on haul, so I'll see if I can do that before I go to bed. But before we get to all of that, let's just take a look at the foundation. So first of all, I'm very impressed with how matte it's still looking. On the primed side it looks pretty matte, but on the unprimed side it also looks pretty matte. I am looking a bit shiny on the chin and around the nose and cheek areas. and also on the forehead, like the T-zone, which is where I usually get super oily. But I'm pretty impressed that it isn't worse. I have not touched up at all, so this is not bad at all. I feel like it is looking a little bit cakey in certain areas, and I was kind of wiping my nose earlier and you can kind of see the foundation has been rubbed off. So the foundation is definitely showing some signs of wear. But for 7 hours and for this to be like a natural finish foundation, I don't think this is bad. I would say that it's definitely true that it's lightweight. I do not feel it on my skin whatsoever. Personally, I'm not really one that's super bothered by makeup anyway. Some foundations are heavy and you can kind of feel them throughout the day. It doesn't really bother me. It's just something that I kind of notice. But with this one, I don't feel it at all. And I think the coverage was really decent and the finish was very nice. The only thing is, as I said, it looks a little bit patchy in certain places, both when I applied it and also after it has been worn for a bit. So as I said, I want to film a try on haul, so I'm just going to quickly touch up the foundation and let's see what that kind of does. I'm going to use this Essence You Better Work fixing powder. It's just a transparent powder, and I'm just going to mattify my T-zone, and you can see that just instantly mattified. And of course I am wearing highlighter on the forehead right here, on the cheekbones right here, on the upper lip and down the nose. So that shininess is from a highlighter. But the shine on the chin, that was just all me. I never wear highlighter on the chin because my chin gets so freaking shiny. Okay, that actually gave the foundation a little bit of life. I definitely feel like this could still be worn out. I feel like it looks good. It definitely still has some wear in it. But yeah, I'll just film a little try on haul and I will be back after that and we will do the final updates. Okay, so I'm back for my final check-in. It is now 1:45 at night. So the foundation has been on for over 8.5 hours. I'm super tired, but I got my try on haul done. So that's all that matters. And this is what my foundation looks like now. You know, we touched it up about an hour and a half ago. And I think it actually looks great. You can tell I am getting a little bit shiny on my chin. My chin is my #1 oil spot. But this is actually not bad. With some foundations, when I go to touch it up with powder, if it's looking oily, then after literally 5 minutes it will be super oily again because the foundation just can't control the oils whatsoever. But this is actually looking very decent, and I'm very surprised to see that it looks virtually the same from the primed side to the non-primed side. I was definitely thinking that there was going to be a noticeable difference. I feel like to the naked eye you can't see that this side is supposedly more matte. And this Makeup Forever mattifying primer is my tried and true mattifying primer. It's like my #1 favorite mattifying primer. So I'm very impressed with this foundation and how well it holds up. You know, the kind of finish you get when you set it is kind of the finish it has throughout the day as well, which is very great. You know, at least for me as an oily skin person, I love to see the matteness on my face continue throughout the day because I know with so many foundations it just doesn't. Even when I bake and I apply mattifying powder and I do this, that and the other, you know, I still get super oily. If you have seen some of my other foundation wear tests, you would have seen that I can get super duper oily. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this foundation actually. I didn't have that high hopes. I feel like it definitely lives up to its claims. You know, it's supposed to have natural coverage, which I think is definitely true. I would say it's a medium. It's not at all too light, but it's not super full coverage either. It claims to have a natural finish, which I definitely think it does. You know, it looks very skin-like on the skin. You know, it doesn't look like artificially matte, but it doesn't look artificially dewy either. I feel like natural skin is kind of in between. It's definitely not like super like highlight glowy, but it's not, you know, extremely matte and powdered either. So I think the finish claim is also true, and I feel like the weightless feel is also true. It feels super weightless. Even now when it's like almost 2 AM, I'm super tired. I've had this makeup on for many hours. I don't feel the foundation being super heavy on my face. I actually don't feel it at all. It doesn't feel itchy, you know, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Sometimes, at least for my oily skin, like if I get super oily, it can feel really gross actually. But it actually doesn't. It feels like super weightless. And I do really also like the color. And I like the price point. You know, this retails for €5 and you get 30 milliliters or 1 fluid ounce. The only thing that is a con with this foundation would be, first of all, that you can't get the full shade selection in Denmark at least. I wish there were more shades on display at the stores. You know, that might not be a problem in your country or in other countries, I'm not sure. So let's, you know, put that aside. The only other con I would say is that it applies a tiny bit patchy. You know, I noticed earlier after I applied it that it was a little bit patchy over here and on my chin and up here. And I can still see that patchiness a little tiny bit. It's not terrible whatsoever and it hasn't gotten any worse. But it's just a little tiny bit patchy. I think next time when I use this foundation, I want to try and use a pore filling primer and see how it applies on top of that. Because I feel like if I kind of smooth out my skin beforehand, this might apply, you know, just beautifully. At least that's my hope and my expectation. But yeah, that's my review and wear test of the Essence Pretty Fresh Hydrating Foundation. So let me know down below what you thought of this review. And if you have tried this foundation yourself, let me know your thoughts. And that is all. So don't forget to thumbs up the video if you did enjoy it and found it helpful. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can also click the bell to get post notifications. And that's it. I'm going to wash this makeup off. And I will see you guys in the next video. So take care and bye bye.